Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeremy Thompson.
It's an eyesore.
It's just like the silliest thing to have this massive pit in the middle of downtown.
It's a staple for the community. Like, you walk by, you have Paul King, you have all these great parks, and then you have the pit.
What's the deal with Wauquontwin's big pit and how the city is making sure others don't appear? Good evening. A man who killed an Edmonton father at an LRT station 2 years ago has been sentenced to 7 years in prison. The court heard the deadly attack was not the man's first crime against strangers at transit centers. CTV's Amanda Anderson reports.
It was July 2023 at the Belvedere Transit Station. A man who'd fled violence in the Democratic Republic of Congo for the safety of Canada was approached by a stranger and stabbed in the chest. 52-year-old Rukanisha Hundabatware, a father of 7, died of his injuries. Today, the man responsible was in court. Jamal Wheeler was originally charged with second-degree murder, but pleaded guilty to the lesser manslaughter charge last November. The Crown wanted a sentence of 7 to 9 years, while the defense said 5 or 6 years would be more appropriate. The court heard from Hundabatware's son David, who says his life is not the same, that he lives in constant fear, especially near public transit, and has trouble sleeping. Whenever I try to rest, I see the face of the man who killed my father, he said. Wheeler's criminal record was entered as an exhibit showing a history of attacks on transit users, including a robbery with an axe, punching someone who then fell onto the tracks, and another incident where 3 people were bear sprayed. Before sentencing, Wheeler apologized for his actions, saying he regrets what happened. After a short break, the justice addressed Wheeler, saying, "This is not the first time the court has dealt with you." He then spoke about the seriousness of his crime and impact on the community and transit users. They have the right not to have their head on a swivel, not worried about what is going to happen, the justice said before sentencing Wheeler to 7 years. Hundabatware's family was too upset for an interview, but tells CTV News they'd hoped for a longer sentence and worry Wheeler will continue to be a risk to the public. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
An Edmonton community is pledging to rebuild a playground destroyed by a fire police calls suspicious.
We will rebuild. We won't leave it like this.
The playground near St. Pius Catholic Elementary School went up in flames Saturday. Construction was finished last year after nearly a decade of fundraising by a parent group. The St. Pius Parent Association says the playground cost more than $600,000. The Sherbrooke Community League and the Parent Association have set up a fundraiser aiming to collect $50,000 to help rebuild the park.
We all work together through the Parents Association to raise the funds to build the park. The Parents Association does such amazing work to make this happen. People know how much work went into it, and so to see it destroyed this year is such a loss.
Police say no one was hurt in the fire and the school was not affected. For information on the rebuilding plans and how to donate, visit ctvnewsedmonton.ca and click on news links. A boater who died on Lesser Slave Lake this weekend is being remembered as a friend to many. Family has identified the father of 5 as Cole Cunningham. Police say a group of boaters became stranded Friday night on Lesser Slave Lake when their boat floated away. When the 39-year-old tried to get the boat, he was swept underwater. Police say many locals joined in the search for the missing man.
The family of each of the boaters were there in the area helping. There was the local helicopter pilot. There was some fishermen with sonar that were going through the area as well.
Cunningham's body was recovered Saturday. The large construction site in the Wauquontwin neighborhood was supposed to be home to a 22-story residential tower last year. It has since become home to a large pit. CTV's Connor Hogg got a close look at Edmonton's newest point of interest and the steps the city is taking to make sure there aren't others like it.
The Wauquontwin neighborhood in the city's core is home to several local landmarks, including this large, skyscraper-sized hole in the ground.
It's an eyesore.
It's just like the silliest thing to have this massive pit in the middle of downtown.
It's a staple for the community. Like, you walk by, you have Paul King, you have all these great parks, and then you have the pit.
The pit is meant to be home to the Jameson Tower, a 22-story residential building. Ground broke in 2021, but construction stalled, leaving a gaping hole. The developer, Vancouver-based Open Sky Developments, tells CTV the site was for sale at one point, but isn't anymore. It still fully intends to build the Jameson and says it's waiting for the right circumstances to do so.
Yeah, we have it going. We want to know dates. The date construction is going to start and completion. It's the beds.
The Wequentuin pit isn't the only one in Edmonton, and Ward Papasteo councillor Michael Jans says they're no laughing matter. He says if left unattended, they can be dangerous and can drag neighborhoods down.
If you're going to demolish a building, if you're going to dig a pit, finish the job, get the job done. Ultimately, we want to see more houses, more buildings, and more construction. None of us want to see half-empty pits.
Jan says the city is working to expand its problem property rules to commercial zones, which would penalize builders that leave sites like this unfinished.
Higher taxes, more fines, more penalties, as both to hold the developers accountable, but also provide a positive incentive to, if you're going to go through demolition, you'd better be serious about construction.
Surveyors were on site today in Wequentuin, but they could not confirm if their presence means construction will resume soon. Some say the pit has been here so long, it would be a little sad to see it go.
Yeah, there would be a void, for sure. Like it would be a void from our void.
Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Alberta now has more measles cases than all of the United States. Alberta Health's recorded 30 new cases since Friday, bringing the province-wide total to 1,314. Across the U.S., there is a total of 1,288 cases. The CDC updates the numbers of cases every Wednesday, so this number represents how many cases there were 5 days ago. Provincial data shows 87% of people who've been infected across Alberta are not vaccinated. Alberta Health Services says the measles vaccine is highly effective at preventing infection and complications. It's also free. Alberta NDP leader Naheed Nenshi was sworn in as an MLA today.
Thank you. Now that Your Honor signed the book, MLA Nenshi, congratulations. Mr. Speaker.
Nenshi won a by-election in June in the Edmonton-Strathcona riding. The former mayor of Calgary will lead the opposition when the legislature resumes this fall. NDP MLA Gurtej Singh Brar was also sworn in as the MLA for Edmonton-Ellerslie. AHS has confirmed a recent water quality advisory for the Sturgeon River was put in place because of a sewage leak. The advisory about high levels of fecal bacteria was first issued in April. AHS says a pipeline carrying wastewater began leaking sewage. While the effects of the runoff have dissipated, the area around Rivercrest still has high levels of fecal bacteria. AHS says you should not swim or wade near Benoit Bridge. The advisory has been lifted for the area of the river northeast of the Ray Gibbon Drive Bridge downstream. Neighbors say they feel much safer now that a drug house in southeast Edmonton has been shut down. As CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti reports, they say complaining to officials paid off.
Pauline Wilson is finally breathing a sigh of relief when she leaves her home in Millwoods. 2 doors down, Alberta sheriffs have shut down a longtime drug house.
I feel like I can actually feel safe going for a walk, whereas before I wasn't too certain because I use a walker.
In the last decade, police have visited this problem property 256 times. Police say the house has become a hub for illegal drug trafficking and abuse. Wilson says it brought unwanted visitors to the area.
I would see them going by and making noises and yelling and screaming over there, and it was just really, really frightening for me.
Neighbors on this street started a petition to have the house looked into. Police say complaints in the area all said the same thing.
We're hearing intimidation, fear, anxiety, steps that people have taken to secure their own property.
One neighbor across the street says his wife finally feels comfortable leaving her car parked out front.
I'm safe now. It's better than before. We are not scared like car we was parking back, but now we put it there.
Edmonton Police and the Sheriff's Safer Communities and Neighborhoods Unit say they've tried to work with the owner over the years to drop the drug activity. Councillor Karen Tang says it's important neighbors report any suspicious activity.
In fact, I still remember this phone call I had with a resident that was actually really disturbing.
There were 2 fatal drug overdoses at the house in 2022. Now shut down, the property will be closed for 90 days, with community safety order conditions in effect until until October 8th.
We're happy to give them the freedom to have a healthy and safe summer without the criminal activities happening at the house.
It's going to make the neighborhood a lot more peaceful, a lot more safe, I think.
The owner of the house plans to sell the property, making room for a fresh start. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
Edmonton police say someone is selling synthetic opioids that resemble a name-brand anti-anxiety medication. EPS says officers intercepted a package last month with hundreds of pills that looked like Xanax. The pills were sent out for testing. Police say they were made of a highly potent opioid. The pills have an Onax imprint on one side and a number 2 on the other side. EPS is reminding people that medications that aren't prescribed to you directly by a medical professional are never safe to take. RCMP have taken nearly 200 grams of fentanyl off the streets after a traffic stop near Thorsby. Mounties say officers in Wetaskiwin followed people they called known drug dealers to a home in Thorsby. Officers found 28 grams of suspected fentanyl in their vehicle. Police later searched the home in Thorsby where they found 141 grams of fentanyl and other drugs. 2 people are facing charges. Well, an Edmonton organization is helping provide services to the city while also giving people a second chance at employment. As CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti reports, the odd jobs are also life-changing.
Virgil Grandbois' favorite job with Higher Good is to clean the streets he once lived on.
Because it made me feel good. When other people come up and say, hey, you're doing a good job, you know, it makes me feel good. We're making a difference on the street.
Grandbois has been working with Higher Good for 3.5 years. Since then, he's been able to gain independence and pay his bills.
I didn't live a very good life. I was homeless for a number of years.
Higher Good is a social enterprise that employs people who face barriers such as homelessness and drug addiction.
A lot of our people, when they first walked in the door, no one's going to hire them, but we did. And then we teach. Okay, well, we got to have a clean shirt and clean clothes, and we got to do this, and we got to be presentable when we go.
Employees like Grandbois fill contracts in the city and help with litter pickup, junk removal, and more. This weekend, they'll be on staff for the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival. The crews on the ground not only help the community, but have become one.
What do you like about working here?
Family. Everybody's family. Everybody's knows, helps you a lot.
I love seeing everyone that I around the neighborhood that I grew up in get help.
Higher Good says their employees feel pride in their work, which is giving them a fresh start.
We had someone who maybe couldn't read a schedule, and now he hasn't missed one day of work in 2 years. So it's pretty cool, just having faith in people.
Something Grandbois hopes to give while meeting people at work.
I'm always encouraging them to take a different route. If they're going down the bad road, go to try something else.
Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
A Western Alberta municipal district is seeking provincial aid after declaring an agricultural disaster. The MD of Greenview includes Grand Cache, Fox Creek, and Valley View. The council says unexpected drought conditions, the lack of hay, and the infestation of grasshoppers is catastrophic for livestock. It says it's also taking a toll on people's mental health.
Now we're into 25 and already we're only in July. And it's early, crops are failing, it's not looking good. So that all weighs on everybody's, when that's your livelihood, it's huge.
Greenview says it wants financial help from the province to support the farmers and recognize the issue at large. The province says it will monitor the situation. It also says there are many programs that offset financial impacts. It points to the Agri-Stability Program. Its deadline has been extended to July 31st. The Alberta Avenue Community Centre has created a new program aiming to address food insecurity while teaching people new skills. As CTV's Merrick Takash explains, the program is bringing people together while giving back to others.
Jacob Ulicki started working at the Alberta Avenue Community Garden 4 months ago.
The first harvests have been radishes, kale, lettuce, leafy greens. As the season goes on, we'll have root crops. So pretty much everything that is in here is serving a purpose.
Through his new initiative called Growing Together, Ulicki is helping community members grow their own food and develop practical gardening skills.
There's a lot of food insecurity happening across Edmonton more than than ever. Budget challenges, farm closures. So Growing Together is utilizing space that we had in order to provide free food for the community.
Anybody is able to participate in the program by filling out a form on the Community League's website.
It makes the garden look fantastic. It's feeding people. People are excited about it. People are learning things. We have events in our garden space here behind me, and people wander the gardens and look, and they're like, oh, I never thought of that. Oh, that's a good technique. I'll have to do that at home. So people are, just by observing the garden, are learning.
As of right now, 35 families have plots on the outer ring of the garden. The middle area is reserved for the Growing Together project. Like last week, Ulicki is making a stop at Bethel Gospel Chapel, delivering the second Growing Together harvest of the year.
We very seldom get fresh produce, and so whenever we do get it, we're excited to be able to hand that out.
Every Monday, around 200 people use the church's food pantry, a number that rises almost every month.
It goes really fast. People really appreciate it, and it's good to give out something that's fresh and healthy rather than food that comes in cans and boxes.
The new program will see fresh produce donated to food pantries, care homes, and churches throughout the summer. Merrick DeCash, CTV News, Edmonton.
When we come back, after juggling through the pandemic, crowds have come back to Churchill Square as the Street Performers Festival marks a successful outing. And also just ahead, a free football camp for youngsters takes over the Jasper Place Bowl, hosted by NFL running back and Edmontonian.
I didn't have these opportunities, and I realized, how far they go and the lengths they go. So it's a special moment.
Good evening, folks. 21 degrees for a daytime high in Edmonton today, even cooler in Red Deer, where finally by this afternoon the rain tapered off. Should see a good amount of sunshine across most of the province tomorrow, but not much of a warm-up anytime soon. All those details in just a few minutes.
Today marks 25 years since Canada's fourth deadliest tornado. On July 14, 2000, an F3 tornado hit the Green Acres Resort Campground in Pine Lake. The tornado killed 12 people and injured more than 100. The tornado touched down around 7 p.m. with 300-kilometer-an-hour winds lasting about half an hour. It destroyed homes, farms, and 400 campsites, causing an estimated $15 million in damage. Well, the Edmonton Oilers have hired 3 new coaches for next season. Peter Aubry replaces Dustin Schwartz as the Oilers' goaltending coach. Paul McFarland will coach the team's forwards and power play. And Connor Allen will help the players develop their skills, but won't be behind the bench during games. Current assistant coach Mark Stewart will take over for Paul Coffey as the defense and penalty kill coach. Coffey will remain with the Oilers as a special advisor. Head coach Chris Knobloch says he learned a lot from Coffey.
Here's a guy that's been a part of the game for so long, whether it's been a player or part of management or just a spectator, and having a good feel for the game on what needs to be addressed, and a lot of it on what needs to be addressed from a player's perspective, on what they need to hear and what we need to do to allow them to be successful.
Former Oilers assistant coach Glenn Gulletson is now the head coach of the Dallas Stars. The Oilers' former skills coach David Peltier is joining him as an assistant. Well, Edmonton's Chuba Hubbard held his annual youth football camp this weekend. The NFL star says he wants to give local kids new opportunities. As CTV's Connor Hogg explains, the experience is equally as special for his mom.
Everybody touch the bag, everybody touch the bag. Can I headbutt my head on there? No, you can't. That's going to hurt you.
Young football prospects descended on the Jasper Place Bowl Sunday morning for training camp. The camp is in its 3rd year, and it's run by Carolina Panthers running back and Edmonton native Chuba Hubbard. For Hubbard, it's an opportunity to give back.
Obviously, I was in their shoes at one point, and I didn't have these opportunities, and I realized, how far they go and the lengths they go. So it's a special moment.
Nice tackle. Yes.
Tackling, passing, teamwork, and fitness drills, all on the curriculum. Other athletes from the NFL, CFL, and Division I coach the youngsters. While football is the focus, Hubbard hopes any lessons learned here lead to broader benefits.
Whether kids after this want to play football or not, I just want to give them the opportunity opportunity to have fun, be around other kids, compete, and also be around some great people. So I think if they just get something positive out of it, that's the most important thing.
Seeing my son out there making a difference in our community and our family means the world to me.
The camp is a family affair in more ways than one. Hubbard's mom, Candace, watches from the sidelines as her son gives others the opportunities she had to find for him.
No stress for the parents of, big costs of camps. It's very special. Words can't even describe. Every camp I tear up because it's just amazing to see how happy the parents and the children are and what a difference it makes.
A camp like this in Edmonton for free, a labor of love for the Hubbards.
Seeing how much fun they have and how much they appreciate it, it just humbles you.
Hubbard and his family plan to continue the training camps every year and also hope to expand them to other cities. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
The Edmonton International Street Performers Festival had its best turnout since the pandemic.
Pianist, like a soccer player.
Organizers say more than 100,000 people attended the festival. They believe the nice weather was a big factor, and the future of the festival appears to be in a good place.
For our artists, they make money off of people paying them directly, and so the reputation of the festival is kind of contingent on having a lot of people come out so that the artists want to be here.
Now that the Street Performers Festival has wrapped up, the square will be getting ready for Taste of Edmonton, which starts on Thursday. After the break, a local pianist goes from paralysis to performing again thanks to a special piece of technology.
It's a huge win for accessibility music and, equality of opportunity if you want.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. Temperatures were slightly above average through the weekend, slightly below average today, and it looks like low 20s is where we'll be for the next few days. 21 degrees today after starting the day at 14, so just 7 degrees of warming. There's your clear skies tomorrow morning from Edmonton off to the north. Red Deer as well should see a good amount of sunshine by tomorrow afternoon. I think you'll probably see a few clouds still in the morning. Late tomorrow afternoon, increasing cloud across the northwest out ahead of that low pressure system. That'll bring some cloud cover Wednesday to the Edmonton region. Mixed sun and cloud, it looks like, through the course of the day. Showers and thunderstorms possibly in through western parts of the province. And as this low tracks off to the east-southeast, I think late Thursday we might see a few showers or thunderstorms in the Edmonton area. The other thing that's going to happen here is as the wind swings around to the southeast, some of the smoke modeling does indicate that we may actually see some wildfire smoke drawn into the Edmonton region from the southeast Wednesday afternoon. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Come back tomorrow, we'll have a little better handle on it, but just sort of an early heads up that it might get a little hazy Wednesday. 6 degrees in Fort McMurray tomorrow morning, as well as Red Deer. 8 in Grand Prairie, about 9-10 degrees tomorrow morning in Edmonton. 22s, 23s with sunshine across the northeast. There's that late day cloud. 24 to 27 range, though, across the northwest. In fact, high level will be one of the hottest spots in the province. Across the south, you're in the mid to high teens. Red Deer, close to 20 for a daytime high and about 20 degrees in Lloydminster. Here in Edmonton, sunshine, light wind, and 22 tomorrow. Gusty for Wednesday with a high of 23. 22 on Thursday, mixed sun and cloud. Slight chance of a late day shower, and then a little warmer for Friday, Saturday, about 24 or 25 to close the work week and head into the weekend. Chance of a late day shower or thunderstorm both Saturday and Sunday, and then right back into the low 20s early next week. That is your forecast.
A local concert pianist who became paralyzed and lost the ability to play has returned to the stage. Ricardo Baldini played 3 performances for Anime in Concert with the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra at the Winspear last month. 6 years ago, Baldini woke up paralyzed from the chest down after an undetected cluster of abnormal blood vessels burst. Since then, he co-developed a tool called Resonate that allows him to control foot pedals using his mouth.
It's been a dream come true for me to being able to perform with a full symphony orchestra on stage after my injury. And it's a huge win for accessibility music and, equality of opportunity if you want, and having people with disability has the potential for also performing on stage.
Baldini says he hopes to showcase what he can do in other venues, including Carnegie Hall. Well, that does it for this edition of CTV News. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night.